You're now listening to the show about the shit in life that's just a bit too much, from the perspective of stand-up comics. With our hosts, Carmelo Bongiovi and Ken Krantz. This week's topic, the Gleek Off Part 1, with our guest, Casey Webb. This is A Bit Too Much.
When you said we're gonna sit outside like a bunch of bunch of old Italian men, this is like what I grew up to aspire to.
You know, I think it's a 2.0 version. I mean, inside's a little tight. It is the holidays, right? So It makes sense for them. We're not getting in their way, and we're not getting in anyone's way. We're just in the middle of the sidewalk, covering the entire sidewalk.
Yeah,
we're in nobody's way.
Yeah, probably
we're nobody. Just think there's a back door to the
no one important. Just like probably wheelchairs.
Just the municipality, just the police department. All the people that are going to Count Basie or, over to the Volga.
This is going to be our new setup.
I kind of love it, though. I mean, Ming, you outdone yourself.
Well, one of our studios is under construction, so the show's homeless for the moment.
Get all that traffic noise.
It's eminent domain, right? Bellworks has got eminent domain. They
Next week, we're going to interview Joey Vega in front of a bodega.
I think that's brilliant. I mean, this is basically a bodega. This is a Jersey bodega because
this is like a pork store, right?
It's a pork store. It's a butcher shop.
Shit.
It's a butcher shop that's been here for a very long time. My friend Stu had it first. My buddy Kyle took it over, who's been a butcher for a very long time. He's like a local kid who I grew up with his brother, and the fact that he took it over is a big deal. And I don't think Stu would have taken all these products of mine.
Oh, we should say the name. Monmouth Meats.
We're at Monmouth Meats. I don't think you can.
Here's where I get excited when I walk.
Red New Jersey.
When I walk up to a place and they've got the chart of the pig out front with the different sections,
or
like
any
the butcher
animal
guide
that has the sections. Yeah.
I kind of feel like they should do that for my body.
But you should have that at home.
It's like depression. This is the depression cut. This is the despair cut.
Right. This almost like John Wick, like where he killed everybody. Like you ever see the John Wick schematic?
Yeah.
It's all the guns and knives and bombs that they use.
Yeah.
Or
but for fat.
But for fat people.
Gangs of New York, when Daniel Day-Lewis is like, "This is a kill." He's stabbing the pig.
Yeah.
Kill.
We could probably set that up in the back parking lot, though.
That's a metaphor for my arteries.
That's second
like, this one's clogged.
So what are we eating first? I know we jumped in.
Oh, dude.
You got one is a Cubano, which is amazing. We're in New Jersey, and for me, it's probably the best Cuban sandwich I've had in a long.
I'm excited to try that.
Long time. He kills it. They crush it. And then we have a Wagyu cheesesteak sandwich. And what was the third one?
It's called like the deli bomber. It's like roast beef and onions and gravy and all sorts of stuff.
Do I go with my favorite? What are you guys doing first?
I might do the cheesesteak because I got so excited at that idea.
You got the train in the background.
The plates aren't big enough for more than one. So
no, I think what it is. He did it on purpose, so we're not a bunch of fatties.
Here's the real problem.
Yeah, we got the smallest plate on the planet.
What?
I was hoping you had small plates.
You know what this is like? You know what this reminds me of?
Well, it's portion sizing. That's what it is. It's portion
you know what always pisses me off when you go to a pizzeria and they have those napkins that are like come up like as you wipe the oily.
They disintegrate.
They're not. These are like real napkins.
Yeah.
You know those pizzeria napkins are like rectangles. They half folded in the middle and they disintegrate as you.
Are you
use
medicated?
Them.
Are you medicated?
It always pisses me off.
It's a little crazy about the napkin.
I'm like, your pizza is too greasy for this flimsy ass napkin.
True story. Yo, can I grab the cheesesteak?
Yeah.
Just don't touch it.
Just don't
touch it with your hands.
You're gonna have to put this fingers on it.
You're gonna have to put this back.
Why'd you use Humpty Dumpty, my cheesesteak? What's going on here? You just threw it right off
because the paper's ripped.
Oh, it's like that thin paper.
So I put your hot sauce on it.
Thank you. Is that what happened? Disintegrated?
Casey Webb.
We had them cut it in multiple pieces, so it's not their fault. It's our fault. So Casey Webb's Inferno once again makes it to the show. Is that the only reason you guys have me here?
For the hot sauce?
Yeah.
I mean, you're great.
No,
I knew it.
I like the Iggy Pop stories, and I like when you bring Iggy Pop.
I know, but I knew we were going to be in. See, if I knew we were outside, I would have brought Iggy. He would have sat right here. But no, we got to listen to construction. Great idea.
Is there anything better than a cheesesteak, by the way? Like
2 cheesesteaks?
Yeah. All just have cheesesteaks for every meal. I don't know. To me, that's
oh my god,
best sandwich is
so Wagyu.
This is Wagyu.
You wag your Wagyu.
Wagyu steak, cheesesteak, which is like, how do you make a cheesesteak better? Wagyu.
That's the thing. A cheesesteak is good by itself, alone, no matter usually where you get it, because most of the time people are using good bread, they're sourcing good meat, and they're famous for it, and they're doing it all the time. I'm just, but like he upped it and doing Wagyu.
A cheesesteak is my favorite sandwich. It's my favorite sandwich. I love a good Italian sandwich, but
let's talk about that actually, because there's hierarchy. The thing is, I don't choose between what my favorites are first and foremost, but I love a Cuban sandwich. I love a cheesecake. I love a PB&J. Peanut butter and jelly done well. Done
well.
With a glass of milk.
Done well,
Right? I mean, we had a lot of practices, kids. There's me.
There's not an even distribution of peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, let me ask you this. Crunchy or smooth?
Smooth.
You fucks. Really, dude?
You don't need texture in a peanut butter jelly. You know why? Because that doesn't taste like my childhood.
Crunchy all the way.
Crunchy.
Thank you. We're even.
I don't mind crunchy peanut butter.
Crunchy.
You said smooth at the same time, and you got cheese on your face.
Smooth.
This is great.
That
Can't wait to see this.
The napkin in your crotch. It's putting white dots all over your shirt, though. My bad.
We've got rags here. That's kind of animals we are. We're just wiping ourselves with rags.
Well, I got those from the back because they do a good job. I didn't realize you're going to be all linty, though.
That's all right.
My bad, fellas.
You think anyone's gonna think that that's the part about me that looks terrible? They're gonna look at me shoving this into my face and go back, he's got too much. He's got too much lint on his shirt. That's the least of my fucking problems.
Can we do this? Can we do this like once a quarter? Just come hang outside and eat.
Without a doubt, man.
Let's do it at the bus depot next time.
And then we'll do a Home Depot.
If we keep doing the show, that's going to be where my next job is.
me and my wife just came back from New Orleans.
Oh, no way.
And we were mad at the food here for we got back and we were like, fuck all the food in New Jersey.
It's got a little lint. It's like a little lint. Do you guys touch each other?
I don't want to touch them.
Okay.
I don't want them to touch me.
Isn't it amazing? Isn't the food amazing?
Yes. But it makes you angry at the food back home.
The thing is, there's no shortage of good food everywhere in New Orleans. Whereas here, there's amazing food everywhere. But we also have this issue with I know, I don't want to name names, but larger commercial sources of food, without saying, they just acquired another larger business. And a lot of the food's the same because it's frozen, right?
Right.
But unfortunately, it's the cost of things too, New Orleans is steeped and rooted in history, culinarily, right? So they don't stray from that. They'll infuse stuff. There'll be fusion, but primarily you're getting a lot of the same food. You're having Spanish influence. You're having, island influence. You're having French influence. It's an incredible Portuguese influence, American influence. There's so much going on. It's, I love New Jersey. I grew up here. New York has been a home for me for a long time, even though I grew up in Jersey, but I'm in love with New Orleans for that reason. The history, the food. Don't be mad at Jersey. Just be, I guess we have to be a little more selective about what we eat.
Well, it's like Jersey and New York. You can find pretty much any kind of food. You go to New Orleans, you're eating, of course there's variety, but you're really going there for a type of food, right? When you
go to one type of food, though.
Well, it's a combination of all those cultures and things that have come together, but it's created its own style.
And it's also it's centrally located for the most part.
Yeah.
You want to get really good Indian food, you go to Edison. You go if you want there's pockets of New Jersey. New Jersey's more spread out where all the good cultural foods are, which is cool because it's we're the most densely populated state still. We feed from New York. All the influences come out of the city. It wasn't until I started doing travel and doing Man vs. Food, I ate everything locally. I never traveled. We didn't travel. We went camping as kids. We didn't go anywhere as kids. I ate all foods from the country and the world in New York and New Jersey. It wasn't until I started traveling the country where I was doing barbecue from St. Louis, from the Carolinas, from Texas, and
Yeah, so that's why people have that mentality in New York and New Jersey, not just about food, but just about life, culture, everything.
They're proud of it.
They're so proud of it, and they are I don't need to go anywhere else. I have everything here, which is not necessarily true, obviously, but because there is something from pretty much anywhere you could think of, within the tri-state area.
We're very fortunate to have the sources of food that we have in the tri-state area.
That's why people don't leave, and they go, why would I? I don't have to experience.
I don't want us to sound like we're poo-pooing Jersey about food, because we're not. It's just,
No, it's amazing food, but it's that mentality of I don't have to go anywhere else. I've got all the life and culture and food and art and all the stuff I need in one place, which obviously is limiting. It's not really true.
I encourage people to travel more often to find foods of similarities that you get in the tri-state area in other places, because you think about like culturally how significant. I mean, there's like what brought people to where, there's a Chinatown in most cities, right? Which is incredible because you're getting the influence of that part of the world, like San Francisco, for instance. It's like an incredible,
That's a great Chinatown.
It's a great Chinatown. New York, of course, and then you have not Chinatown, you have Flushing. We were just talking about Flushing, like how amazing the food is there. So yeah, I think it's about. We have to work a little harder sometimes to get the food that we want in Jersey. New York, not so much. And in New Orleans, not so much because it's kind of concentrated. I think that's what we were trying to say, right?
We were having char-grilled oysters with every meal. Like we were eating them at least twice a day.
And they're like aircraft carriers too. They're larger. Yep. They're larger.
You're just like so horny the whole time. It's like Ken did ecstasy. Like he popped Molly, he's just rubbing himself.
He's like, no, I just had 3 dozen oysters in the last 3 days. That's part of it,
Yeah, which I feel like combined with excessive drinking might actually be super dangerous. It's just the idea of like all those oysters, and as much as you probably drink in New Orleans, could be a really disgusting.
Yeah, you're locked and loaded.
I'm still here.
Yeah, right.
You
didn't explode, right? Right. Well, what was your favorite part about New Orleans? I mean, food, granted, but
the food I'm a big music guy, so just being able to walk out the street and see music everywhere.
People husking everywhere, busking and husking.
Yep.
I said busking everywhere. There's music literally everywhere. You turn a corner, you can hear it down the streets. They're like the streets are paved, and a lot of them cobblestone, and they have the gaslit lanterns.
Yep.
And it's just so you feel like you're transported somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm headed there twice, April. Once for this organization called Hogs for a Cause will raise money for pediatric cancer or for kids and cancer research, and the other one is for Jazz Fest and the French Quarter Fest. I'm going to the end of the month, so I'll be there twice this month. Happens to be my birthday month, so I'm going.
Yeah, that's what I went for my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
30?
Yeah, almost. Yeah, I loved. I just loved how friendly people were. I loved that everything was just artistic. And
now you went years ago, also, right? So
I went for Mardi Gras like 20 years ago. So that was a much different experience.
I just watched that like crazy Katrina documentary on Netflix. Have you seen that?
No.
It's obviously heartbreaking and crazy, but
a way to bring the mood down.
A lot of stories within there that you don't realize, but then they talk about what the city is. And I guess locally, people talk about it not being quite, for them, doesn't feel the same anymore. Like a part of the city got ripped out and it's like not there anymore. But I think for visitors, you probably can still go and go like, oh yeah, this is what New Orleans is about. I'm sure locally it feels because you're like scarred by what happened. You know what I mean?
Not to dilute anything about what happened there, but like almost anywhere something has happened of devastating proportions to some degree.
Right.
Just in life, right? I mean, I feel, not to be too philosophical about it, but that's the growth of something too, where when something dies off and something grows again. I mean, sure, it was completely devastating and people lost their lives, and I think it made them stronger. I'm watching documentaries, they talk about that.
Yeah.
It made them stronger. Sure, it's different, but it united people, it brought people together. And that's what that city has always represented, is uniting and bringing people together, food, for culture, because like that doesn't happen everywhere. We were lucky to film an episode of Man vs. Food there, and there's a very, very famous, infamous place called Dookie Chase, and Leah Chase was at the helm, and since passed, she taught me how to make gumbo from scratch. She was 94 years old when we're in her kitchen at the restaurant, and she taught me to make gumbo from scratch, which is like, that gumbo was feeding people 60 years ago. They fed presidents.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There was freedom marches, and they were feeding people of color and mixed races when that wasn't allowed anywhere else in the country. So there's something powerful about that, and like their resilience to bounce back. Music, entertainment, food is like the lifeblood of that whole city, even though it shouldn't exist. It shouldn't be there because of the
layout,
because the levees, because it's like they keep it alive though. Somehow it stays alive. Is that what's his face from the Food Network driving by in his fancy
blonde streaks? I just saw blonde streak. I got blinded.
I got streaks from that too myself.
That person said One of the most disgusting terms for a food I've ever heard, which is
He said it was, or you?
No.
think
What
it
he
is?
coined, what I think he made it up.
Oh, okay.
Calling mayo food lube.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Why? You're about to eat the sandwich. You're trying to make it look appetizing. Why
But
are
I
you
believe
using
that same
the word
person
lube?
I believe that person doesn't. That same person doesn't like eggs.
Doesn't like eggs.
Eggs and mayo is that lube that he spoke of.
Oh yeah.
Is made of eggs. So
Maybe there's something
Just
deeper
saying.
going on there.
maybe check your culinary college handbook.
That's weird being
about
a.
that.
How do you, how do you not like egg? Like
A food guy.
There's so
Some
many
people are
things you
skevotic
could
food
about
guy,
things.
too, like
I get
a-
it. I
like
get
a-
it. I'm not condoning it. But an egg on anything for me, I could have put an egg on any of these sandwiches.
Oh,
and be
yes.
very happy,
Yeah.
without a doubt. An egg on anything.
Yeah.
Soup, stew, just like add an egg. If I have leftovers and it's some sort of soupy thing, I did it the other day. I threw it fried egg on top.
Oh yeah. Just like a nice yolk going through there.
Or even you
Oh.
mix the egg into the thing.
Right.
Soup or stew, it just gives it more body. It just elevates it, in my opinion, and it's it's protein packed. How do you not like eggs?
How do you not like eggs?
You guys want-
Also, as a food guy.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
that's
it's
even-
tragic. Maybe you get attacked by chickens as a kid. Who knows? I don't know. Do people get attacked by chickens?
Well, then does he also not like chicken, or he's just not like their offspring?
I heard eggs, but I don't want to spend too much time on that guy.
What came first, him not liking the chicken or not liking the eggs?
You guys want to do some hot honey bumps?
Yeah, this guy's been giving bumps like I got dry hands. I said, "Is this a good
So
moisturizer?"
you had me on when I had Casey Webb's Inferno hot sauce, the first season of it. I'm calling them seasons. So we did a second season of Casey Webb's Inferno hot sauce. And I've made Casey Webb's Inferno hot sauce honey. So
Dude, that
hot
is so
honey is
good.
primarily, thank you.
That is excellent.
We're so very
I
fortunate.
detect something Asian in there.
Right.
It's Ming.
Could be our camera
You put a-
guy.
you
It could
put a
be
finger
our
in it.
engineer. No, but it's its own thing because I think what you're tasting is the fermentation of the hot sauce. So I've taken the hot sauce and I've taken local honey. These are both grown and made here. I've taken hot sauce and put it in local honey, essentially equal parts. And instead of just hot honey, because hot honey typically is chilies and vinegar and maybe salt in honey to make it hot. The very popular brands, that's essentially what they do. I went a little further. I want to do something a little bit different with this product. I wanted to make multiple things with a hot sauce, and so I'm calling it hot sauce honey. So it's literal hot sauce in honey. And then the next thing that's coming down the pike. This is inside baseball, guys. Are you listening? So we're gonna do a hot honey. Casey Webb's Inferno hot honey barbecue sauce. So we're going to take these
that
two
sounds
things
good.
and then turn this into barbecue sauce. Bing, bing, bing. Yeah, so that's happening. That's coming down the pike. So I'm doing great, guys.
So where
Thanks
we're-
for asking.
Where are we gonna be when you debut the hot? I think we
right
should. I think we should just go to more obscure outside locations.
No, we got to find a barbecue joint.
a barbecue joint. You know when we were
Local
talking
smoke.
before,
My friends at Local
Oh,
Smoke.
local
that-
smoke's
I just
excellent.
saw that, right? Wasn't
Yeah,
that right?
local
Those are my
smoke's
people. They're
really
right down
good.
the street. Yeah.
I was, when you were talking about like the food in New York and New Jersey and people going like, "Oh, I have everything I need here." What I think about, it's like sitting down with the Red Bank mayor, and when you think about like New York and New Jersey and they feel like, "Oh, we have everything," the two foods I think of where I'm like, "No, you've got to go out and get it where it's good." I think of barbecue because there's a lot of barbecue places in New York, especially, and tacos. I think of like no, you've got to like go to where there's better versions. Not that they don't exist, but they're harder to find good ones.
I discovered something, and it's kind of it's a quest for me. So when people ask you, what's the greatest pizza? What's the greatest barbecue? What's the greatest taco? I'm on a never-ending journey to find just good ones anywhere and everywhere. So there is no best, better, best for me. It's a continuous journey. Like I choose not to rate or grade those things because they could have a day off. Everyone has a day off. It could not be, someone could have told you that those are the best tacos ever. I mean, I've been to the Southwest. I've been to the border in Mexico. I've been to Mexico, and they're amazing. But there's also amazing tacos in a lot of other corners of the country that they're worth searching for. So the same thing with barbecue. I've had amazing barbecue in New Hampshire. So it's like, it doesn't matter where. It's just, when can you get there?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Right,
Like,
right.
I'd rather be on a journey of just exploring and being an explorer of foods than being a judger of foods, because I think we've gone a little far with that, especially with the Yelps and the pizza critics that don't know anything of what they're talking about. Yep, I'm talking about you. And you know,
Shots fired.
Shots total. I'm here. Call me Casey Wick because I'm blowing shit up. It's just because people work so hard to get to where they are in their businesses, and then to have one person rate it.
Yeah, come there.
It makes me a little crazy because it's an unfair advantage to that person who's only boosting their ratings. They say they're bringing attention and awareness to the place, but when you start grading them, it's like, go fuck yourself.
Oh, sure, if they get a great grading, you know, if you give them a great grading, sure, it could that place could blow up.
But they also they blow up even if it's a 6.5 or it doesn't matter. It becomes it's more about the ego of the person giving the rating.
Yeah.
When you spend 40 years making pizza, we're just talking about pizza just because it happens to come up because that's what we're talking about, right? If you judge someone that's been making pizza for 40 years and you've never made pizza, how are you even uniquely qualified? Just because you're rich or you have, you know, it just it drives me a little crazy. And then the blind, I'm going on a rant today, huh? We're out on the street, we're getting hot, right, man?
I think he's about to go off on blind people.
That's why I'm wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, you just stop the blind. You're like, and you know what else? The blind.
I think it's
that's
just,
a really.
I think it's just because of the cost of things. Life has gotten a little bit tighter financially for everybody.
Yeah.
Probably not the top tier, but like most people, regular people. And I'm here for the everyman. I'm here for regular folks. I'm here for the underdog. You know, always. It's to like the Yelps of the world and the judgy folks that are quietly, you know, or even loudly judging people about their business when they have no bearing on it. Like they don't wake up every day and go to put on the apron and put the hours in to make their business better. They're sitting there behind closed doors or like on a platform that everyone sees and judging it. It just drives me a little crazy. Yeah, that's all.
I like what you said about
Cuban.
This, by the way, I just took a bite.
You have a gripe of Cubans too?
No.
That Cuban's amazing.
You know, every time I take a bite of this, I kind of lose what you're saying. I'm like black it out a little bit.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It's so moist.
Good. Oh my god, it's so good.
So what makes a good sandwich? Unless you had something else to talk about.
Oh, I was going to say what you were saying. Like, who are you to judge somebody that's been making pizza for 40 years?
Yeah, or anything, any food.
But I've been doing stand-up for 20 years, and people feel real comfortable coming up to me after the show and telling me I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah, isn't that great? It's the people that have all the opinions of other people that are doing the thing.
Right.
You know, it's like, and you're old enough to realize, you're like, yeah, thanks. You know, it's like, I think you're seasoned enough, right? You have enough, you know, skin in the game and scraped up knuckles to realize like that person's an idiot, you know, but they're going to exist in the world. You know,
you can hear what the criticisms are sometimes, and you're like, that doesn't even have a merit. Like the criticism doesn't even sound. One thing if someone's like, I don't think you're funny, right? That's like, all right, like, you just don't like that person.
Can I just bring some up? Yeah. This to me is gross. Can we hide all the napkins?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm gross.
You're like a 4-year-old.
What makes a great sandwich? You have to start with the bread. It's like, I don't think you can have a great sandwich with janky bread.
Uh-huh.
It's like trying to make a great movie out of a bad screenplay.
I agree. Sorry, I was chewing. I didn't want to. You know, when I walked in and we saw each other, he gleeked on me. The first thing he said, you know what a gleek is?
Oh, is that when the spit comes out?
Spit lands on my sunglasses.
You're still here?
I am. I almost walked out the back door.
I know him. If he had done that to me, I would have walked out.
You have to understand something. I walked in. It smells incredible in there. I was salivating.
All right, you get a pass. You were salivating because you walked into Monmouth Meats and it smelled so good you gleeked onto me.
That's what I want my house to smell like.
Gleek?
like old saliva, like an Italian man saliva,
like lippy Italian saliva, just like,
which is probably just garlicky.
So back to the bread. So yeah, I definitely it's the sum of all parts. A sandwich is very much it's layers of things, and a lot of great food is made in layers. Like, you know, clearly a Cuban sandwich. You got roast pork, you got the cheese, you know, so the mustard, and you know, uniquely, do you know where the original Cuban sandwich came from? Do you know the origin of the Cuban sandwich?
I hope you say Ireland.
It's from Ireland. Has nothing to do with the Irish. So I'll tell you this: it's partly German, it's partly Cuban, German. Right? Think of all the elements of the sandwich. Mm-hmm. You are. I guess you guys are thinking
pork.
There's roasted pork,
right?
Yeah.
There's cheese.
There's ham.
There's mustard.
Yeah. There's the baguette. There's a sandwich, right?
Mustard, pickle.
There's nothing kosher about it, so I guess that's where the Germans come in.
Are you kosher? Do you practice?
No.
No. I was going to say, today's the first day of, well, it's April Fool's.
He's Jew-ish, you know?
I'm going to prove it to you.
With the origin of the Cuban?
I love the sounds of nature outside.
Dump trucks.
I mean, this is it.
It's,
We're live.
it's New Jersey nature. You know what I mean?
The thing that's live, we're live in the street. So it's argued so where it comes from. So we happen to film in Florida, and in Florida, parts of Florida claim to be the home of the Cuban sandwich.
Got it.
And a city that's in and around Tampa is called Ybor City, and that's essentially the GM of a restaurant called the Columbia co-wrote a book about the Cuban sandwich, and it tells the details of the origin of the sandwich. And it's the home is Ybor. The home of the Cuban sandwich is in Ybor City, because culturally the people that were there working in the factories brought their traditions of food to the table and created a sandwich, which became the Cuban sandwich. Because you had Germans, you had Cubans.
Got it.
So it basically a sandwich in layers, cultural layers created, I guess, a cultural area. People of many cultures in that area created the layers of the sandwich that we know today as the Cuban sandwich.
That makes sense, right? Because
Sorry,
the Cuban sandwich would not have the things it has in it if it was just Cuban.
Just to
Right, like it wouldn't have mustard and probably pickles in it, right? If it was just Cuban.
Right.
So that does make,
so just
But also, you've made a good sandwich when there's a book on it. When somebody's like, we need a couple hundred pages on this.
And then every
we're
place
actually sold. Yeah, we've taken the pictures, we've written the words, we've published the book, we put our name behind it to say that this is the, it's. And
then every place wants to have the best cheesesteak, and Cubans are like that. Like every place wants to have like the best one in their town, Like they want to be known for like, oh, that's a great Cuban, that's a great cheesesteak.
I enjoy that. I enjoy the road to getting the thing right?
Yeah.
Like you try really hard, whatever it is, be comedy, whether it be creating food or making a Cuban sandwich or a cheesesteak. It's like everyone has a first day, and I know I've had amazing cheesesteaks around the country, and they just happen to be famous for the Philly, New Jersey area, right? Yeah. And like I think the effort, the results are in the effort, right? Like I love the effort that people give to make something really good because there's love in it, Like they joke about it, but like one of the greatest ingredients, the most flavorful ingredient in something and any food is the passion behind it, the skill behind it. It's like,
yeah.
Because you ever had an angry sandwich before? You ever had just a yeah. Whether you made it or not, it's like there's something about it that does exist. People joke about, it's love. My grandmother made it, but it's true. It's like someone that cares or gives a crap.
Well, it's like a deli sandwich. Like when you have a nice layered deli sandwich, you can't. It's unless you really know what you're doing. You kind of can't do it at home. You can't make it at home. You want to try to do that. It's like. You're like, why are my pieces of meat just like flat and blah? Like when you're in a deli and it's like all bunched up.
And what is it about the deli sandwich that's so great? Is it the ingredients? Is it the bread? Is it the guy behind the counter? Yes, it's all those things. It's environment. I feel like when you cook outside, you're grilling outside, it's very different than cooking inside.
Yeah.
Right? When you travel somewhere, you're camping and you're cooking outside. When you're eating a hot dog or a slice of pizza on the street, it's a different experience than in your kitchen.
Yeah, right.
Like there's just something about the environment. Like we're outside eating these sandwiches and it's really loud because there's construction going on in Red Bank. But there's something about it that it's another character in the story when eating the food. I feel it adds to it. Whether you're adding spices or, hot honey or hot sauce to it, and maybe the thing you're drinking or the environment, it all plays a role in how that thing tastes, I think.
Well, I think that the passion thing with food goes a long way, too, because when you make a sandwich at home, you're like, I just got to eat something, right? Like, I just got to eat a sandwich. Right. I'm like, just like.
But sometimes in that kitchen, when you're all alone and no one's home and you have... we're still talking about food, and you go into your fridge and there's leftovers, and that's all you're working with.
Oh no, believe me,
some of the greatest
eating
foods.
is very masturbatory to me too.
Yeah, it's almost the same thing. You lock the house, you make sure the blinds are drawn, right? Is there something about that, like just creating something from nothing from your fridge? I love that. I truly love leftovers to the point where I use them in most meals. I use it as an ingredient. Like, what am I making from this? What am I going to make next from this?
Yeah,
instead of going to the store, I start with the fridge. I mean, that's how I, when I make a menu for something, if I'm cooking for friends, what do I already have? Condiments, breads, whatever. Anything, what's frozen, you know? So I think it's just a good way to not waste food, and that's a familial thing. When we growing up, we didn't waste anything because we didn't have anything.
Right.
It's like snout the tail.
Well, that's also what makes a lot of good cuisine too. Is like thinking about like all these cultures that have like they eat like sort of like something like oxtail, like things that were not like prime cuts of meat or like prime usage of food because those cultures, families didn't have money, so they just used the odds and ends or the butcher cuts or all that stuff. Like, there's so much amazing food in that idea that like can't waste anything. Maybe we work on a farm, we've sold everything else. Now let's use whatever's left to make our family's meal, and that becomes like something that now gets marked up at restaurants.
And none of it's wasted because those butcher cuts that you talk about are now premium cuts. Your hanger steaks, your flank steaks, your picanha.
How good is a hanger steak? And that's like a butcher's steak, right? You ever had a hanger
The
steak?
thing is, that's
like
what the
loin,
butcher would take home.
Yeah.
Because everyone wanted filet, they wanted New York strip, they wanted the popular steakhouse restaurant foods, steaks. And it was almost by design. It's like, all right, here you go. Here's the prime, here are the meats that are just tender, it's like with no marbling, very little marbling. Then you get into the hanger and the skirt steaks. That's where all the marbling is, and that's where the flavor is. That's where, and it takes minutes to cook. I love the fact that I can make a hanger steak or a skirt steak in minutes. Marinate it overnight. And then just put it on the grill and it's done, and it's the best goddamn steak you'll ever have.
I was just reading somewhere where a bunch of chefs were saying that like filet is the least bang for your buck. And that they usually...
Sorry. You're right. You're 1,000% right.
And that that's why it usually comes with some kind of sauce or something on top.
You're not wrong.
To add to the flavor.
Yeah, it adds flavor and texture to something that is basically void of flavor. It has texture. It's very tender.
Yeah.
You ever have filet? It's great.
Yeah.
But it's usually with something. Peppercorn.
Right.
Some sort of,
I think filet has become, like if you're on a date with your girlfriend or wife, it's become the girlfriend
Which
and
one
wife
is it?
cut.
Do you have both?
I can't even handle my current life. But it's become the
Do you
girlfriend.
say current life or current wife?
Current wife in my life.
He loves his wife, by the way.
I love my wife.
And his girlfriend.
I love my wife. All right, good thing she doesn't listen.
Your wife?
My wife.
It's a good thing you have support with your girlfriend, though. She watches.
She watches. She gives moral support. She's 93, so she has nothing else to do.
Tune in next week for part 2 of the Gleek Off with our guest, Casey Webb.